Fine. So yesterday we have discussed about the chart of account, and we have discussed that this chart of account is nothing but a list of GL account, and we have three types of chart of account. We have a operating chart of account, country specific chart of account, and group chart of account. Now while defining the chart of account, we have to specify the length of the GL account. So the length of the GL account which has been given by the SAP, so it is the maximum length is 10 digits. So length of GL, so maximum 10 digits have been given by the system, but here in the real time we take 6 to 7 digit length. We take 6 to 7 digit length in the real time. Now how we just give this number. So for example, we have different types of account. We have liability accounts, then we have asset account, or you can just say liability, asset, then we have revenue account and expense account. So these are the types of account we have. Now what we do, we just give the first digit for the liability as 1, then for the asset we just give the digit as 2, and for the revenue 3, and for the expense it is 4. Now for example, we have decided that okay, we will go with the 6 digit length. We will take the length of the GLS 6 digits. So accordingly what we will do, we'll just add 5 more 0. So here we'll have 5 0, 1 2 3 4 5, and this will go up to 199999. So between this range you will be able to create your liability account, and likewise we'll have the number range for asset. So between this range you will be able to create all your asset account, and for revenue you will be able to create the revenue accounts between this range, and same for the expense also. So all your expense account you can just maintain between this range. Now here we have a sample chart of account. So let's suppose if we just see the sample chart of account. In the practice sheet we have sample chart of account. So if you just go through this chart of account, you will find that we have different types of group. So as I just shared with you, the what is the relevance of the group. So here under the account group, will club similar type of accounts, will club similar type of account at a account group level. We can give the number range. We can give the number range. So here you can just see we have the account group, and at account group we have given the number range as 100,000 to 100,099, then 100, 100 to 199, and so on and so forth. Now if you just observe that we have 17 account groups, so we have some liability account, asset account, expense account, and revenue account. So if you just see, all your liability accounts are starting with first digit as 1, asset account are starting with 2, revenue accounts are starting with 3, and expense accounts are starting with 4. So here in this example, or in this the chart of account, we have given the length of GLS 6 digit, and if we can just see, we have the account range starting from 100,000 to 100,099, which means that for every account group we can create how many accounts? We can create 100 GL master record. We can create 100 accounts for every account group. So if we have a 17, so accordingly we will be able to create the 1700. But if I want to create more than that, so what I can do? So here you can just see, if I have just started my number range for my liability account, it is 100,000. So I can just take it up to 19999. So we can just create 1 lakh account or 100,000 account under the each category. Okay. Now we need to just assign all these account group with the chart of account. Why? Because all these account could be part of your chart of account. So yesterday we have just created the chart of account. So today we'll just assign all these account group with that particular chart of account. And for that, here you can just see we have step number 3.3, and the transaction code is OBD4. Transaction code is OBD4. Press enter button. So sometime if you will find the similar type of message that some other user has locked the screen, so how to unlock the screen? So for example, here we can just see this user has locked the screen. So we can just note down the username. So just click on the no option, and here we can just use transaction code SM12. It is SM1212. So just press enter button. Now here enter the username. So it is, and press enter button. Press enter button. So you will find the line item here. So these rows you need to just select. So one by one you can just select these rows, or here there is an option select all rows. So just click on this and then click on delete button.
So
Click on delete
what is
button and click
SM12?
on SNPL. So for example, if you want to open any screen, so that screen is already been opened by some other user, so that particular screen will be locked. That particular screen will be locked in the way that you can just only display the screen. You will not be able to make the changes in that screen. Okay.
Okay.
So here, if I will again go to the OBD4, so this time system will not show me the message that this screen is locked, so we can just make the changes. Otherwise, what would have been happened? So system would have given you the information with the read-only format. Okay, so if you are familiar with the Excel, so if let's suppose you have already opened a file, so if you want to open the same file again, so system will not allow you to open it, to open the or the system will just give you the message that you can just open the read only. Okay, because already the actual file you have opened. So this is the reason we can just unlock that screen by just going to the SM12 and just deleting the rows. Okay, now here we can just click on the new entry button, and we can just enter the chart of account as CAER, and the account group. What is the account group? So here you can just, this is the short name we have. It is not mandatory that you need to just give the name as SCPL, RSPL and SECDN. So I have just taken it randomly, but here we can just give the short name. It is SL secured loan, or the share capital we have SCPL. So we'll just start with SCPL. The range will start from 100,000 to 100,099. Then after that we have RSPL. So likewise we can just have RSPL reserves and surpluses, and it will start from 100 to 199. So likewise we can add 17 account groups here, or what are the number of account groups you want to add to your chart of account. Now just click on save option. So if you have already account groups available in the system and you want to create the similar one, so how you can do it? For example, we have another chart of account with the name CADL. So this CADL chart of account is having similar type of account group. So what we can do, we can just copy. So here you can just see we have similar type of account group. So here you can just select the rows to copy it. Now for example, again these are 17 account groups. So for example, two account groups you have already created. So you can just see we have CAER, CAER. So you can just remove those two account group, and the rest you can just copy. The rest you can just copy. So I have just deselected those two account group. Now here you can just find the copies button. So there is no like in this SAP, so you don't need to paste it, anywhere. So when you just click on copy, automatically it will be pasted by a system. Now for example, here these are the account groups still assigning, still these have been assigned to the chart of accounts CADL. So you can just replace the source target. So our sorry, the target chart of account. So this is the source chart of account CADL, from where we have just copied this data. Now I just want to assign this data to my chart of account, that is CAER. So you can just replace CADL with the CAER. for every account group. And after that we can just save it. And after that, if we just save it, so what you will find? You will find you have a chart of account which will have all the 17 account groups. Two we have created manually, and other we have just copied from the other, from some other chart of account. So just press enter button and then click on save option. Click on save option. Now this was the chart of account. Now the next thing it is saying that retain earning account. The retain earning account. So here it is saying that the accounts which we have or the account groups we have just given. So under these account groups we'll be creating the accounts. We'll be creating the GL master record. So this GL master record we can create as a profit and loss account or balance sheet account, profit and loss account or balance sheet account. So it is saying that if you are going to create the profit and loss account, so for that you need to just transfer it to the balances for all your profit and loss account. You need to just get transferred to the retained earning account automatically. So if you want to give this instruction to the system, so for that we can just do step number 3.4 and the transaction code is OB53. So here I am saying that okay, whatever the account I will just give as a, I will just create as a profit and loss account. Under which chart of account? Under my chart of account CAER. So what the system will do? So system will just transfer the balance automatically. So here you can just see CAER will have the transaction BIL. BIL stand for balance carry forward to the retained earning account. So for that we need to just enter here X sign, and here we need to just give any GL. So I have just randomly given the GL as 100,000. So just click on save option, click on save option. So when you will just save this option, so or save this step, so system will just give you or save this information. System will just give you a informative message that this account is not created, which is correct. So you can just ignore this message, and the system will just save this information. So we'll just create this GL later on, but here we need to just do this step. So for that you can just click on save option. So this is the informative message, not the error or not the warning message. Now here we have the next step or the next object we have, it is the posting period variant. Now what do you mean by posting period variant and how it is different from the fiscal year variant? So for example here we have posting period variant. So fiscal year variant we have discussed in the last class, which gives us the information, or under it we just take different combination of normal period and special period. Normal period and special period. Now for example we have given a specific normal period and special period under the fiscal year variant. Now what next we need to do? We need to control the posting. We need to control the posting. So in the FI, in the MM, in the CO, so you have the control to get this posting done. So how it can be done? So for example, in the posting period variant you will find three steps. What are the three steps? So first we'll have define this object, which is called define posting period variant. Define posting period variant. Second step, you can just do the opening and closing of period. That you should know what do you mean by the opening and closing of posting period. Third step, you need to just assign posting period variant to the company code, to the company code, to the company code. So here it is saying that for example we have just created a object and the name of that object is variant, posting period variant. Under it we will be opening and closing the period. Opening the closing the period means, for example if I just say any period is open, any period is open, so we can do the accounting entry for that particular period, for that particular period. But if I'm saying that okay, a period is closed, a period is closed, or we have just closed a period, so we cannot do any FI entry. We cannot do any FI entry. So this is the relevance of opening and closing the period. So how we can just open close the period? For example, we have given the fiscal year as calendar year, and which will start from January to December. January to December. So for example, I want to just ensure that uh, nobody would be able to post the entry for the last 6 months. Why? Because I want to have my financial statement, or I want to just have freeze those periods. So for that, what I can do, I can just give the range as 1 2016. This is the period. If I just here, this is the posting period. This is the year. So I have just close. I just want to do the opening and closing of period. So for that, here you need to just give the range. So I want to just close my first 6 periods. So accordingly, what you will do? So here you can just give the range as 7 to 12. 7 to 12. Here we'll enter 12. Now what does it mean? It means that your periods have been opened, and these periods are your periods are open, and these periods are from uh, August, from July to December, from July to December. So if I just say that okay, I want to open all the period from January, so here accordingly we'll just give the range as 1 to 12. But if I want to say that okay, I want to open only my current period and all the other period I want to close, so accordingly what you will do, so our current period is 10. So you will just give the range as 10 to 10. So in this case, what the system will do? System will just allow you, or system will allow all the other user to post the entry only in the month of October. So if they will have any entry pertaining to some other month or some other posting period, so system will not allow them to post the entry. Is it okay?
Uh,
Is it okay?
okay, so the question is like, suppose somebody enters
So
November
here we have
in the month of October, they cannot pose
T
an
code
entry.
with which we can just define this posting period variant. Opening and closing can also be done, and assignment to the company code. So if I want to define it, I can just define with the help of transaction code OBBO. My T code is OBBO, and if I want to do the opening and closing, I can do with the help of T code OB52, OB52. And if you want to just assign it to the company code, so we have the T code, it is OBBP, OBBP. Now here if we just go through, so first I want to just create it and click on OBBO. Now just click on new entry button, and here you can just define the variant. So variant can be defined up to the 4 character goodwill primary. So you need to just give the ID. So let's suppose I just give the ID as PPER. And what is this? This is my posting period variant for the company code Ericsson. For the company code Ericsson, and then click on save option. So this is the posting period variant we have defined. Now go to the step number 2, where we need to just assign it to the company code. So here you can just use transaction code OBBP. Transaction code is OBBP. So just click on position, find out your company code. What's your company code? Ericsson. And for this Ericsson, you can just see the posting period is coming as blank. So we can just mention here PPER and then click on save option. Click on save option. And after that, we have step number 3. We can just do the opening and closing. If I just take you to the practice sheet, so here you can just see we have step number 4.1, 2 and 3. So in the 4.3 step, you need to just do the opening and closing, and that can be done with the help of transaction code OB52. Transaction code is OB52. Press enter button. Now here just click on the new entry button. What's your variant name? It is PPER. And before that, I will also take you to the account type. Now what do you mean by the account type? So here in the SAP we use different types of account. We use different types of account, and these types of accounts are called account types. Account types. Account type. Now for example, we have GL account, we have vendor account, asset account, customer account, material account. Now in the SAP there is proper a ID which with which we can just identify whether this account is GL vendor customer or material. So for example, it is saying that for this we use the account type. So for example, if you want to just identify the GL account, so there is a account type given by the SAP, it is S, and for the vendor it is K, and for the customer D, and for the asset it is A, for the material it is M. Now here, okay.
My question, these are global account types, right? Like the SKDN.
Now here, hold on please, I cannot hear you properly. Just a minute.
Hello?
Yeah, Moses.
Yeah, my question is that the alphabets, the characters you have given for each of these accounts, are they global, right?
Hmm. Yeah, correct.
So
They
K,
are globally given.
so that means wherever I go in the world, vendor is always going to be given the account type K, accounts, customer accounts D, and
Yes.
assets A. All right.
Okay. Now, here it is saying that what you need to do, you need to just assign this variant. Now you can just see A. What does it mean? A stands for account type. So it is saying that this posting period variant rule which we have just created, so you want to assign it to the asset, customer, vendor, material or GL. So if you want to assign all of them, so you can just use plus sign. So with this account type plus, what it will do, so it will validate your posting period variant to all the account type. So it will be applicable to all the account type. And otherwise it would be specific. For example, it would be for GL only, but for the asset, you need to just create another a variant. For vendor, for customer, you need to again create the another variant and give the range. So here for all the count type we have just assigned it and we can just now give the range. So for the count you don't need to give the range. So here we can just have the period. So here we can just give the period range. So as I just shared with you, let's suppose if you want to open all the 12 period, so in that case you can just give the year as 2016 and it would be from 1 to 12. But if you want to open the current period, so here we can just give the period as 10 to 10. So in that case, system will not allow you to post the entry uh, for any other period other than 10th period. Then we have the special period which will start from 13 to 13 2016. This is the this is the posting period special. We need to just mention here from period 2 means special period. So the special period will start from 13 to 16. Now just click on save option. Click on save option.
My question is like
And
13 to 16. Are they represent the months of a year, or
yeah, correct.
so what will be the month for 13? So that'll be January to March.
No, no, no. It will not be January to no, no. It will not be January to April, but it would be December to it would be December only. Actually, the posting will be doing in the month of December 2016 only. But yes, here you can just see at the time of posting. At the time of posting, you will have the option to change the period. So, for example, if I just mention here period as 10, okay, so if I manually do it as 12, so what the system will do, so here let's suppose we have just entered the date as 31st December 2016 and this posting we have done when, so we have just realized in the month of February that we have just made some adjustment. So here we can just enter the date as 2017. Okay, this posting will go to 13th period or go to 14th period. Okay, so when the posting will be done, so the system will just show you the balance for this entry. So for example, we have any GL, let it be 200 100 for the company code Dell fiscal year 2016. So that balance will be shown by the system for the 14th period. So here that balance will come. So from this you can just understand that okay, this is a special entry we have made, and these are the 12 periods. So these are the normal period. But when you will just have the special period entry, so that will be shown by the system in these periods.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
and where how you can just make the entry. So with this, how you can just make the entry. So for that you need to just manually change the period as 11, as 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, automatically that entry will go to that. Will be working from January 2016 till December 2016 only, because the next year we will have the new accounting year. Okay, so that is the reason.
Yeah, that it makes sense now. Those we covered this yesterday about the four to like 12 to 4 ratio of normal entry and special entry. So is that what it is? Like
Yeah,
how you're
yeah, correct.
okay.
Yeah, correct, correct. That is the fiscal year we just discussed that we will have a combination of normal period and special period. So, okay, so we are done with this. Now the next thing we have, it is the document type. Now what do you mean by the document type? So here I have just shared with you the account type. Now for example, we have made some 100 entries for GL account, and similar type of entry or the similar number of entries you have made for vendor account, customer account, and all across. Now how you can just identify what are your GL entry, or how you can just identify you have, let's suppose there are some line items or the entries which are displayed by a system. So how you can identify if these are the GL account, or if these are the entries pertaining to the GL account, vendor account, customer account. And again for the vendor account, let's suppose you have posted some entries. So how you can identify what are the entry pertaining to the purchase invoice, payment invoice, because we'll have different type of invoices. So which invoice is pertaining to the purchase return invoice? So for example, you have made a entry of 100,000 or 1,000. So 1,000 purchase, 1,000 payment, and 1,000, or let it be 1,000 only, 1,000 purchase return. So how you can just identify if this 1,000 is the purchase, this is the payment, because the amount is similar. So with the help of document type, we can identify the type of document. So if this document is the purchase document, when purchase payment document, and purchase return document. So this is the return or the credit memo. Now likewise, you have the customer. So with this customer, you can have the sales invoice. So how you can identify this is the sales invoice and this is the sales payment invoice, and this is the document pertaining to the sales return invoice. So for that we use the document type. We use the document type. So if I just say that okay, my if I make any entry, if I will make any GL entry, so the system will give me the document type as SA. So wherever I will just find the document which will have the document type SA, it means that this is the GL account. This is the entry we have made to the GL account. Likewise, if we will find the document type KR, it means this is the purchase invoice. If we will find the document type KZ, it is the payment invoice. Then for the return, purchase return, we use KA, or other for the other vendor document, we use the document type KA. Likewise, for the customer, we use DR, D here. For the sales invoice, we can use DR, and for the payment, we can use DZ, and for Sales or other invoice we can use DA. So if I just take you to the PPT also, we have the PPT for the document type. So here you can just see it is saying that we have these type of account we'll be having, or these are type of posting we'll be doing in the system. So we'll be doing the GL entry, vendor entry. In the vendor entry we'll be having the vendor invoice, payment invoice, and other invoice, and for the same for the customer. And in the asset we'll be posting the depreciation entry. So how you can identify if any document is the depreciation document or some other document? So that will be given, that will be identified with the help of document type. So you can just see, if you will find the AF document type, it means that this is document pertaining to the depreciation. If you will find DR, DZ and DA, it is pertaining to the customer invoice, payment and other. Or if I just say that all these document types are pertaining to the account type customer. And same thing for the vendor, if you will find the document type KR, KZ, KA, so all would be applicable to your account type vendor. So here it is saying that at the document type level, you have two things. What are the two things you will have, or the document type will control two things. One is the account type, another is the number range. One is the account type, another is the number range. So for example, if I just say that, okay, I will have the document type SA. So for this document type SA, what would be the account type? It would be GL. And what would be the number range? So the number range would be from 1 to 100,000. What does it mean? It means that you can just post the document up to GL document up to 1 lakh. And if you want to post the document, and these are the purchase invoices, so those documents you can post between the range of 1,001 to 200,000. So this is the random number range we have just given. So you can just give the number range according to the requirement of the client also. Okay.
So I noticed when I was working at my last uh,
Mm-hmm.
posting, right? In my regular posting, I noticed this KR, KZ, KA. So sometimes I forget what is this, but now it started to make some you know, clarity
Okay,
that,
fine.
yeah. So I normally see this document type right next to the account types. So
Okay. So the next thing we will just it is saying that first you need to just check the document type, and accordingly you will just give the number range. Now the number range you will give for a particular serial number. For example, if you want to check all your document types available in the system, so you can just go to the transaction code OBA7. If I have the practice material, it is saying that you need to use transaction code OBA7. So here we'll just go to the transaction code OBA7, press enter button. Now these are the 71 document types we have. So you can just use your, or you can just create your own document types also. So like here the user has just given as a CHNA. So these are not the standard document types. So these are the standard document types we have, and in the real time we don't recommend to use your own or customized document type. Why?
correct.
Because if the version gets changed, so there are some challenges at that point. So
Yeah.
at under the best practices, we just keep the document type same. So here it is saying that you need to just go to the document type SA. That is what, that is for the GL. This is the GL account document, so which will be used for the account type GL. Now, now for posting the transaction in the GL, I need to give the number range. I every time I want the system to give the number range. So there are two types of number range assignment. There are two types of number range assignment. One, the first is called internal number range assignment, and second is called external number range assignment. So internal number range assignment, where the system will give you the document number. The system will give you the document number, and external document where you will give the document number, or the user will give the document number. So the number range which will, or the number under which the system will give you the document number, so that will not overlap. That will not overlap. So here we need to just give the internal numbering. So for that we can just go to the relevant document type. So just keep the cursor on the document type SA and then click on the detail button. Click on the detail button. So here you can just observe the number range is coming as 01. The number range is coming as 01, which means that you can just give a serial number as 01, and for that serial number you can just give the interval. So here just click on the number range information, and for the year 2000, for the company code Ericsson, so just go to the, this is for display interval. Under the display interval, you cannot create or delete the intervals. So for that reason, we'll just go to the change interval. Here you will have the button to add and delete the interval. So here we'll have the number, serial number as 01, year is 2016, and the number will start from 1 to 100,000, which means that if I will be posting the GL document, so what would be my first document? It would be 1, and the last document would be 100,000. So how many document I can post? I can post 100,000 document. If I want to post more than that, so accordingly we can just make the changes in the number range. Now press enter button, and here after the here you can just see under the NR status, it is just showing you number is 0, which means that we have not posted any document number, so that is the reason it is showing 0. So the moment if we just start posting the document, so here the system will update that number as 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So system will just show you the latest number. For example, if we have posted 11 documents, so system here will show you 11 in place of 0. And if you want to make it external, so you can just see the ext. So this is for the external. So you can just select the checkbox, so the number range will become external.
When do
Then
we,
we have the
so
next.
question, when do we use the external create document type?
We never use the external number in assignment. We use it only at the time of we use it for creating the GL master record only. Okay. Other than that, for the document posting, we prefer to have the internal number in assignment, because we don't have, or the user will not have enough time to give the document number every time.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense.
Now, the next topic we have, it is the, after the number, after the document type, we have field status variant. Step number 6, field status variant. Now what do you mean by the field status variant? So here it is saying that, let's suppose whenever, let's suppose we any end user is posting the transaction, so he has to follow, he has to give the information for many fields. So those fields which are not relevant, so for those fields also he has to specify some information, or he has to just think that if he is supposed to give the information for those field or not. So if you want to reduce that confusion, so if you want to make only the required field as a display, and you want to remove the other field at the time of posting the entry, so that can be done with the help of field status. So field status means, so first, what is the structure of the field status? So at the top level we'll have field status variant, field status variant. After that we have field status group, and under this group, under this groups, under each group you will find the fields. How many fields you will find? So for every line item we can find 70 field, and if you make any entry, so you will have minimum 2 line items. So accordingly we will have 140 fields. So these 140 fields are not required for the posting. So what we can do, we can just make some of the field as required, suppress or optional, and that can be done with the help of field status. So here we are just discussing first the structure of the field status. So first we have variant, second we have group, under the group we have the fields with the status. So the status can be suppressed, which means hidden. Then we have required and optional. So here we'll just discuss the field status. Now what do you mean by the field status? So it means status of your field. status of your field. Which field? Which will just you have to enter, or user has to enter at the time of posting the entry. Now there are many fields, so some of those fields we can just make as suppress required or optional. So here if we have the PPT for the field status for the field status variant, so it is saying that in the PPT it is saying that we have the field status variant. We can maintain the information for our accounting document in how many fields. So for every line item we can maintain the field. These are 70. These are 70 field for every line item, or you can just say for every account. Now Now it is saying that if we have any accounting entry, if we make any accounting entry, so at least we will do one account, we will just debit, and another we will just credit. In that case, how many line items we will have? We will have 140 line items. Sorry, we will have two line items. We'll have two line items, one for the debit, another for the credit. Now it is saying that in that case, how many fields you will have? So you will have 70 plus 70, it would be 140. Now you need to just manage all these 140 field every time when you will be posting the transaction. So if you want to manage it for the single time, and after that you want to just maintain a rule, and after that the system will be displaying those field automatically or according to your rule. So for that you need to just take the help of field status variant. So here it is saying that we will have the field, so you can just check that we will have these field text, sub business area, cost center, text date, quantity. So these are the field we will have for every line item. Now we can just manage these field as suppress, required or optional, and at the time of posting the entry. For example, you have maintained first two field text and business area as a required entry. As a required entry, you have just given the status for the first two fields. So what the system will do at the time of posting the entry, at the time of posting the entry, so system will display these two fields as a required entry, or these two fields will become mandatory. So you cannot, or the user cannot skip these two fields. Why? Because these fields have been maintained by system as a required entry. So this is just to ensure that we are entering, or the user will enter the minimum information, the required information. So for that we can just maintain some field as a required field. Then accordingly we have the suppress. So for example, if you want to hide the field which are not relevant. For example, we have cash account. Now in the cash account, if you need to maintain the quantity information, no, because the quantity information we can maintain for the material account. So in the cash account, if there is no use of the quantity field, so what we can do, we can just suppress it, we can just hide it. So how you can hide it? Again, at a field status variant you can just hide it. So if I just give the status as hide or suppress, so at the time of posting the entry, system will not show you this field. And same, the optional, we have the status, we have the option. So for any field you have just selected the status as optional. So this is so the system will just display that information, or this displays that field. Now this is up to you. You can just give the information for that field, or you can skip it also. So that is the reason the status is optional. Now this field status variant which we have just discussed. So at which level we will just assign this variant? So we will just assign it at a company code. We will assign it at a company code, and under it the group which we have. So for example, under the field status variant we have the field status group. Now those field status group would be assigned at which level? So those field status groups would be assigned at a account group level, at a account group level. Okay, is it fine?
Account group. So going back, field status.
For example, here these are the account groups we have. Okay, so we have the share capital, reserve, secured, unsecured, current liability. Now it is saying that if you have a particular set of field status group, now you can just assign a particular field status group for share capital, for secured loan, because because this field status, for example, you have 1000 account. So you will not go to each and every account and maintain the status. You cannot go to each and every account and maintain the status. So to reduce your job, what you will do? So for example, you have 10 account groups. You have 10 account groups with and under the each account group you can create 100 accounts. You can create 100 accounts. Now for example, you have made a rule that okay, some of the fields will be maintained as suppress, record or option,
Mm-hmm.
and that rule you just assign to the account group first. Now that rule will be applicable to the first account group only, or those accounts which are part of the first account group. Now the accounts, the GLs which are part of the second account group, so there the rule will not be applicable. Why? Because the field status group you have not assigned to the second account group. You have assigned only to the first account group.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
all the 900 accounts will not follow any field status. Why? Because you have not assigned to them. Did you get it?
Okay. Yeah.
Now, here we will just assign it, but this definition for the field status variant and a group and this assignment. So this will just discuss in the next class. Okay. So meanwhile, you have the weekend, so you can just go through from step number one till the posting period variant or the till the document type.
Okay.
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 So on Monday we'll be able to finish this basic setting, and I will just send you the material. It is for the GL accounting. Okay.
Okay.
So again, you can just take out the practice. You can just take out the printout for your practice sheet. Okay.
All right.
So we'll just start the GL accounting on Monday.
All right then. Have a good weekend then.
Hello.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it fine now? Can we
Yes.
conclude?
Yes.
Okay.
All right then.
Okay then. Yeah. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye.